Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about indoor versus outdoor. On the line with us is Dan Chemist of Good CBD Products.
Yeah, I'm staring at the Golden Gate Bridge right now. It's sunny, and in fact, I got to tell you, I'm kind of swept by the whole California thing. So, hashtag van life, brother.
They're having a slow rollout, just like every new emerging state. And so kind of looking at the culture in the Emerald Triangle, specifically Northern California, has a lot of outdoor cannabis. And so there's some pot snobs that will talk about indoor only, and then some enthusiasts talking about outdoor and how it has like a deeper, terpene profile because of the earth and soil and sun. So there is some infighting, if you will. And I think there's a lot of that is about perception too. So although Eastern and Southern Oregon grow a lot of outdoors, California is a predominant outdoor grower. And so this article from Marijuana Venture talks about 2019 and how cannabis can be legally grown under license in more than half of the United States. So what this means in practical terms is that the first time in memory, cannabis can be grown without the fear of prosecution in a manner that allows for rapid advances in techniques and technology indoors and outdoors. Indoor is more uniform, it's trimmed, it's packaged, but is it really better quality? Or is it just trimmed and packaged better because it's perceived as superior?
Well, and I think there's also the concept of who's better, right? Because again, you might be awesome at outdoor, and I might be at, let's say just, awesome minus at my indoor, right? And if we match up head to head, people will actually be like, wow, this outdoor, I think I like this better if it's really done right. And yet at the same time, boy, there is something about a controlled environment, even though, let's face it, indoor is not all that controlled. And then as a, somebody who enjoys their cannabis, I will tell you, personally, I lean toward really good outdoor, personally. But that's just me.
I think I've probably purchased more indoor. I've grown both outdoor and indoor. And I think that, at least for me, outdoor seems to be more hands-off. Indoor, there is more room for decimation. It's easier to screw up inside. So there's a lot more metrics you need to follow, a lot more hands-on. And so maybe because of that, you produce a higher THC content and a quote-unquote better product versus something that's just more natural and grown in its own environment outside instead of forced temperature and humidity and lumens and nutrients and all of those things that kind of make it almost a GMO rather than a quote unquote natural organic plant outdoors. That's at least maybe the perception and sales technique and, a strategy.
Yeah, I'm not talking about, bulk outdoor grow, air quote, weed. I mean, that, again, that is, cannabis for the bulk cigarette market at some point, right, in my opinion. But again, when it comes right down to it, if I was given a choice between a sack of really done right, I'll take a done right of outdoor.
I think I would agree. If we're talking about artisanal individuals, you're going to probably grow better with an individual outdoor. This article asks from a sheer quality perspective, is it the best buds outdoors or indoors? So they're saying that the low quality of outdoor is worse than the bottom shelf indoor. And that's probably true as you get kind of more dirt and earthy flavors. It's easier to grow a decent quality indoor, and it's easy to screw up outdoors. You just, like I said, the lack of attention that you get outdoors versus indoors will just screw that up naturally.
Right. I mean, again, if somebody just threw some seeds down, right, homie? Right? I mean, again, yes, you can see in the old days a sack of terrible weed. But again, these days, like if you're talking about, regulated cannabis, right? Certainly your true bottom shelf, yeah, there's some stems. There might even be some seeds. And on the other side of that, we'll say the top 35% of the bottom end, gosh, that's actually pretty good cannabis in old school standards.
Yeah, I don't think that most consumers can tell the difference between indoor and outdoor. So I would agree with the article on that, as well as their assumption that once outdoor cultivators can learn, from traditional agriculture. I agree that with the article when they say that there's not going to be much of a difference between indoor and outdoor down the road, as a lot of these growers kind of learn what types of seeds and cultivars work best at which latitude. We found that with hemp seeds, there's definitely different types of latitude that grow better or worse. And so as we kind of figure out all of that, that's going to improve, the quality as well as the techniques. I think a lot of the automation that's going to be coming online from the Safe Banking Act, we're going to see a lot of the scale and automation and improvements from that sector as well, just based on available equipment.
Indeed. Remembering back, you never wrote anything down, right? And now today, you write everything down, and as more and more of these collections of knowledge come together, right? You see whole university programs now, right? The operations at Oregon State University, some of these different things where you're like, wow, that's a real accredited space doing real accredited work in the space. Those efforts, when they start compounding, and again, what that means for this industry, geez, that's exciting.
If I had to look at a crystal ball and predict what was going to happen, I would assume or guess that indoor cultivation would be for burning or consumption of cannabis flower, versus outdoor is going to be everything from concentrates and edibles markets. It'll be less expensive because of lower human costs and more automation for outdoors. Versus the indoor is going to be obviously more expensive because of the equipment and the real estate that goes along with that. But it might be more unique or strain specific, or just more of a potent flower grown indoor for the purpose of smoking and burning, versus outdoor that'll be for edibles and concentrate.
Do you think they can control indoor better for things like creating palette, right? Where it's really controlled so that you can build a palette around, oh, okay, this is strawberry cough. Now I know exactly what strawberry cough is.
I do, because you can't really have the hydroponics outside, and with light deprivation, it makes it a lot more difficult. There will be greenhouses and things that are able to replicate that, but for outdoors, it's just going to be, a normal kind of basic flower, in my opinion, versus the more controlled environments from greenhouse and indoors that can do hydroponics, and specifics.
I'm so excited because I would have never thought it would even be here, right? So what's it going to be like in 5 and 10 years? It blows my mind.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen at different parallels, as the latitudes change and these plants evolve with different growers and techniques. It's going to be very, very interesting. We talk about strains, back in the day, these old school strains, White Widow. Now we're starting to see some of the wedding cakes, and Blue Dream of 2008 is gone. What's going to be that next thing 5 years from now? I'm interested to see what's going to happen. So with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.